President Moon Jae-in has returned to Korea after his 6-day trip to Germany for the G20 summit. While in Hamburg, he met with many world leaders, most of them for the first time. And coming in the wake of North Korea's latest missile launch, cooperation on that front took center stage. Our Hwang Ho-jun starts us off with a look at President Moon's achievements on his trip and the challenges that remain.
The trip's main purpose was, of course, attending the G20 summit, which was held in Hamburg, the second largest city in Germany. But as President Moon's trip had started on the heels of a missile launch by North Korea, one that it claims to be a successful intercontinental ballistic missile launch, the South Korean president sought to rally international support for his efforts to bring North Korea back to the dialogue table and dismantle the regime's nuclear program. President Moon met with the premiers of Germany, China, Japan, Russia, India, Australia, Vietnam, Canada, and France, 9 heads of state in total. During the bilateral meetings, President Moon sought to win support from his counterparts on South Korea, having a leading role in the efforts to establish peace on the peninsula. He emphasized his policy toward Pyongyang, stressing the need to apply sanctions and pressure for the regime's provocation, but also leaving the door open for dialogue. And according to the presidential aides, all 9 leaders expressed their support for Seoul's leadership in regional and international efforts to fundamentally denuclearize Pyongyang.
Such efforts continued throughout the G20 summit, prompting other leaders to speak in support of our position.
But there are still obstacles for President Moon to overcome. While they emphasized cooperation and fostering future relations during their talks, there were still clear disparities between Moon and Chinese President Xi Jinping and between Moon and Japanese Prime Minister Abe, respectively, on controversial issues between the countries.
The THAAD issue with China and the issue with Japan over the sexual enslavement of Korean women during the Second World War will take some time to be resolved.
Experts also pointed out the issue of bringing Pyongyang back to the table for dialogue won't be easy, as North Korea is desperate to stabilize its regime. With both achievements and newly found tasks for South Korea to review and complete, President Moon returned back to Seoul on Monday morning. Hwang Ho-jun, Arirang News.